Hello everyone. I'm gonna start now. That was an enlightening experience, though not in the way that I had hoped. Do you suppose there is any truth in Self's claims? Though recent events plainly warrant further discussion, I think it best that we wait until Offno and the others are present. Mexel concluded. How convenient that he should choose this moment to keep to the shadows. Well, no matter. For the present, we should return to Fanao and make certain of the alliance with Dahl. After that, Slitherbow. Blessed are no doubt elated by what has become of the sky. You are returned and unharmed, I see. Indeed, I'm pleased to report that the Light Warden is no more, thanks in large part to you. All the death of a single sin here should make such a difference. As our numbers waned, so too did our hope that ruins we have devoted our lives to guarding whatever fine purpose. Yet here you are, the allies for whom we have waited these many centuries. And with your arrival came the chance to pass on our legacy, ancient wisdom of the Empire. That alone would have been reward enough. Never did we imagine it would be serve banish the light that pervaded these woods. On behalf of the Vis, our forebears, and the late Emperor of Ronka, you have our deepest thanks. It is we who should be thanking you. Our journey through the Katana Ravel proved most enlightening. To be privy to such knowledge is an honor, one for which we never hoped. Please, you need not be so humble. We do but our duty, as decreed by the late Emperor, but that he were still with us to express his gratitude in person. But sister, does that not mean our duty is fulfilled? To our allies, perhaps, but the ruins cannot be left unguarded. So long as we live here in these woods, the secrets of Ronka must not fail into the wrong hands. Is Aruna still here? No, we escorted him back to Slitherbuff shortly after you set out. If you return to the Knight's Bless, we will not keep you any longer. I suspect that they would be glad of your company. Thank you, Elmat. I look forward to a day where we might share a more leisurely visit through the ruins of Raqqa. We will await your return then.
Ah, you are returned, and none the worse for wear, I see. You needn't worry about us. What became of the Yomoran soldiers, more importantly?
They turned tail and fled at the sight of the night sky. The children of the everlasting dark have also retreated back to Woven Oath. Try as they might, they could not deny the truth of their own eyes. The sunless sea of heaven, full of love and grace, where none need know pain or suffering. In that moment, when the sky's light began to wane, I knew our prayers had been answered. That we were doomed to face oblivion at life's end no longer. When first we met, I harbored certain suspicions about you. Now I see that I was right. You are the bringers of shadow, the warriors of darkness, the saviors for whom we have prayed for so long.
I suppose you're not entirely wrong. But we are not worthy of your reverence, nor have we any desire to be worshipped. If you would pray, pray for your children, that they may one day know a better world.
I will do as you say, but please, let us at least hold a feast to celebrate your victory. You deserve that much.
I'm sorry, Runar, but there is still much to be done and scant time in which to do it. We must go. All of us. For we share the same path and the same fate.
So be it. I ask only that you hold us in your hearts, as we will hold you in ours. Now, and ever after. By the boundless dark, this I swear.
Though it pains me to leave, it is time I return with you and the others to the Crystarium. But before we go, might I speak with you in private? I will await you in my chambers. Oh my. Thank you for coming. I thought to keep my suspicions to myself, but after witnessing your victory at Raktika Falls, I fear they proved true, and so I must share them with you. When the first we met at Fort Gone, your ether has appeared tainted, fused with an overabundance of light, not unlike the City-Eaters. When you defeated the Light Warden, I feared the light which poured forth from it was not guided by Heidelin's blessing. Rather, it was absorbed into your being. Arangier also suspects as much, though he is unwilling to share his thoughts on the matter. One thing is certain, with every warden you defeat, the danger to you grows greater. Greater perhaps than we can imagine. If you begin to feel anything strange, anything at all, pray inform me at once. You should hurry, before the others begin to worry. Once I have sorted things here, I will join you. I wonder what will become of us. We took one last patrol of the perimeter. All things considered, Sotherbell remains relatively unscathed. Thanks to the antidote, all those who were poisoned will make a full recovery. And with the night sky return, their prayers have at last been answered. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Shall we be off then? Art thou certain this is best? I'll not deny there is a part of me that wishes I could stay. For 2 years I've lived with the Blessed, learned their culture, even going so far to adopt Master Batoy's name as my own. But I pray I did to honor it. Now is not the time to doubt or hesitation. Come, we must return to the Crystarium. All things considered, it is hardly surprising that Alphino and Alzay have yet to arrive. But where is their Dexter? My friends, 'tis good to see you all again. Alphino, it has been too long. I assume your presence here means you brought word of the warden hiding in Ratika. Bound and slain, you say? I should have known. Yolmor has but recently dispatched soldiers to all corners of Norvin to defend them. I'm glad to see their efforts were wasted on the Greatwood. Speaking of Yolmor, what came of your meeting with the Valkyrie? Yes, about that. It proved to be... Ugh. Hey, Sark. You mustn't push yourself. Your time away from the tower has clearly taken its toll. No doubt you're all as tired as well, having traveled so far. Why don't we all take a much-needed rest before we discuss our findings? I thought to propose the very same. After your clash with the warden, you deserve a chance to recuperate. Just settled then. We can reconvene after everyone has time to settle in. Nim nim. Welcome back, sir. Returned from a lengthy excursion, I take it. My room has been made ready, if you care to retire. Yes. Oh, very good. I pray you sound sleep and pleasant dreams.
So there's a light sealed inside you, is there? You wouldn't know it from the outside. You look the same as you ever did to me. Ah, yes. If they're not asking you to fight, they're telling you to rest. Which isn't to say they're wrong. You'll need your strength for what's to come. Think he was telling the truth? Emmett, I mean. All that rot about Hydaelyn being no different from any other primal. If so, what would that make her blessing? Are we just slaves to her will? Let's pay him no mind. Lies the Ascian stock in trade. Villains, heroes, all a matter of perspective, they'd have you believe. One man's fond memory, another's waking nightmare. Me, I'm no saint or savior. Just another sinner. And I know damn well I'm in no position to judge. When I saw the people of Slitherbow look up at the sky and celebrate the return of the dark, it felt good. It was moments like that that I cherished. Much more than the thrill of adventure. The quiet after the storm. I always took comfort in that.
Meanwhile, in Garlemald. Ooh.
What did the scouts have to report?
Several skirmishes, but nothing of consequence. The fighting seems to have taken its toll on both sides.
A stalemate, then. The Alliance has done well to hold the line for so long. But then they did have Ishgardian reinforcements.
Nevertheless, neither side has any appetite for a prolonged engagement. 'Tis but the calm before the storm. And
Oops. No.
Say nothing of Black Rose. All the more reason to hasten our search. How close are your people to identifying our next target?
close enough, though I have received some troubling intelligence. One of our generals posted to the Alamegan front recently disappeared without trace from the battlefield at Gimlet Dark.
Odd. Dead seems unlikely. Fled less so. I wonder where he'll turn up.
Were I a betting man, I would say here, in the capital. Not that any deserter who valued his life would contemplate returning, but a corpse might, given the right encouragement.
In the manner of his royal remains, you mean?
Elidibus plainly has no need of a new host, so the question becomes who? It may be that another player has joined the game. Something to consider at any rate. But come, there is work to be done.
These bloodless games make for poor sport. Mayhap if father... Nay. I am a stranger to him in this body. Besides, there is but one hand that can make me whole again. My enemy. My friend.
Oh dear.
what entertainment occupies you. But if you will not clear the way for me, then I shall seize the reins of fate once more.
I expected that you might be awake. Could scarce imagine you sleeping through such a commotion. An entire host of sin eaters appears to be advancing upon the Custarium. Emergency measures are being taken as we speak. Rest assured, however, we are safe so long as we remain under the Crystal Tower's age. You may return to your quarters if you wish. Yes, I thought you might feel that way, and I cannot say that your assistance would be anything less than welcome. I must remain here to disseminate information to the other residents. But you are under no such obligation, and thus free to aid any of the townsfolk who may be in distress. The etc. tends to become a point of congregation in times of need, crowded with those seeking solace and companionship. You would have my personal gratitude if you would offer succor to those there. Good evening, Kevin. Hello. Hello. Oh, how are you? I'm chilling. Just relaxing tonight. After a very long day. Yee. Few townsfolk are about, and you spy none who appear to be in distress. Lavore! I've only just returned from Amareg, yet I find the Custarian moments from being beset by sin eaters. Where are they coming from? This shouldn't be possible. You restore the darkness. Well, this is a fortunate coincidence. Brother, tell me you have some idea why this is happening. I may, but for a moment we'll need to postpone such discussion in favor of action. The Crystal Exarch is preparing to deploy a barrier around the Custarium as we speak. Ensuring that he is able to do so should be our first concern. There are a number of instruments placed about the Custarium that function as anchors for the barrier. I'm on my way to activate them now. In which case, 3 pairs of hands would be better than 1. Very well. I'll take the ones to the south. I should deal with the northern apparatus then. Will you handle the western too? There are ensconces on platforms extending from the upper level of the Aetheroid Plaza. Honestly, I jump scared myself for a little bit. With that ability. Despite having very little idea of how it functions, it appears that you have activated the device successfully. Okay.
Senator sighted! They're coming!
Yum. Ah shit, here we go again.
Excellent. The barrier is holding.
You're happy you were able to get Copass and go on Iphone without spending too much? Hey, let's go! Good job. Excellent, the barrier is holding up. Okay.
That's good news for the Crystarian, but what of the rest of Lakeland?
Lena and the city guard have taken to the field. Thancred and the others have already joined them. Let us do the same.
We ought to join the vanguard as soon as possible. If the numbers of eaters we just saw is any indication, we will be facing a formidable host. Okay. Goodies! Wow! Yee! Ooh. You can looking pretty spooky tonight. What lovely weather. Just what we needed. It seems the battle has already begun in earnest. Make haste! Crystarian forces are engaged in the Senators at various locations across Lakeland. Assist them in defeating the Eaters before they're decimated. Oof. Bright. You all cozy. Y'all comfy.
Let's give it our all.
It is as we feared. What are tats as it is ever was. Turn the tide. Special! Welcome! How are you? Long time no see.
On your feet.
You did a lot of stairs today. Ooh. You getting strong? Always? Ooh. Even stronger. Oh my. I too am getting stronger. Are you ready for Halloween? Ooh. You have a costume party tomorrow. Ooh, lucky. Am I doing anything fun? Nah. I was invited to a party, but I don't want to go. I don't know if I trust the person enough, you know? You should definitely send pictures though. Hell yeah.
If naught else will suffice, my strength is yours.
May the 12 guide you.
The stars shall grant me succor.
Let's give them a show. many. Ah, God damn it! Lena! Yeah!
Oh no.
Lena, hold on.
They turned on me.
Ooh. 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 You okay, Thancred?
Thancred!
This one is mine!
Right in the titty.
We need only hold out a little while longer. Reinforcements are coming, remember? The captain said so. We're going to be all right.
Run! Run, damn you!
The Warrior of Darkness has returned. The Bloody Knight has returned. So stay with me, eh? You can't go dying now.
They can't.
God damn it!
Please let this work. Please let this work.
Oh. It won't work. Oh no.
No. No, no. Stay back. Stay back.
Help! Help! Anyone! Why did you spare me? Why? What have I done to deserve this mercy? Forward! Forward! If you can still hold a sword, follow me! Wounded to the rear! Weapons at the ready! Let's make this count!
Fight and struggle. Seek salvation by your own hands. Though the losses be grave, endure them. Though the victories be hollow, claim them.
It seems we've driven them back, for the time being at least. The wounded have been collected and are undergoing treatment now. Once they are ready to be moved, we'll have them carried back to the Crystarium. The dead as well, of course. Those whose bodies remain anyway. The others are helping to treat the wounded. I'm planning to assist in moving them, but even so, we simply do not have enough hands. I'm sure you're fit to fall over after what we've been through. Gods know I am. But if you could see a few more of the patients, it would be an enormous help. Captain Lena is about somewhere, so you might as well consider asking her if there are any other outstanding areas of need. We'll talk later. With tear-filled eyes, the prone man gazes up at you. His fingers twitch, as if to reach for you, but he lacks the strength to raise his hand. Oh dear. Don't touch me. I killed her. I killed her. She was one of them, I know, but... Poor guy. There you are. Thank you, but it's too late. One of them, it got me. If you turn, please. Please kill me, I beg you.
Oh, I did not see you there. Is there something you need? Injuries are part and parcel of battle. While there's breath in my lungs, I shall see my duties done. Don't pretend you're not of the same mind. You fought well today. Saved a great many lives. Thank you. Unfortunately, this war is far from over. We must replenish our ranks and shore up our defenses before they attack again. Now, if you will excuse me.
Damn, girl, you ain't okay.
I am fine.
No, you're not.
Completely and utterly fine. Better than fine. Hale and hearty and still alive to mourn those who are not. Who I failed to protect when they needed me most.
Oh.
We've come so far, so goddamn far. I could have sworn the end was in sight, and now... Now they will never see it.
Impudent worms of the Crystarium.
This bitch again.
The tragedy that has befallen you is of your own making. Divine retribution for your defiance.
About to pop one of those balloons.
The heavens have bequeathed to you a benevolent savior, me. I offer you freedom from pain and suffering, a paradise where man and sin-eater might live in peace and harmony. Why, already, our winged brothers and sisters regard me and mine as kin, alike to them in beauty and purity. But you not only reject my prophet hand, but raise your own against my sin-eaters. It is only right that they respond in kind. Let this be a lesson to all those who would walk the path of sin. The wicked shall not inherit this world!
This guy's nuts. Valthu's ship is gone. How flattering that he came all this way just to give his little speech. I apologize for my earlier outburst. Rest assured that I have no intention of allowing any of my wounds to affect the performance of my duties, especially not now. If I may, could I ask that you seek out Thancred and Mephilia for me? They endangered themselves on my behalf, and I would feel better knowing that they are well looked after. Thancred in particular, sustained quite an injury from that senator. I would not be surprised if you were the inspector still. Please give him my thanks. You're here for me. I'm sorry to put you to the trouble. I'm fine, really. The Eater landed on an unfortunately solid blow, but the healers are here have done wonders. I'm more worried about Mephilia. She's not taking it well. I ask that you speak with her. My attempts seem to have had the opposite effect. She's gone off to Hotorium, ostensibly to fetch herbs for Pessimil. But just talk to her, will you? Mephilia appears to be lost in thought. Perhaps a gentle poke will get her attention. Alright. Slash. Poke. Beep! Aldovare, what are you doing here? Thankred. It's my fault, you know. I jumped at the chance to help Lena, but I was careless and now it's my fault. And you'll be wanting to get those herbs for the healers. Oh, what have I done? I promised I'd be right back and that... here I am. I know that I'm needed to be better. I'm only allowed to be part of this because I'm Ophelia, and I need to be more like her. All I do is make mistakes, put others in dangers. But you're right, I can still help. If only by seeing the herds safely to Chesapeake. There are only 2 left on this list, but I'll need to ask about this one. I've looked high and low and I can't seem to find it anywhere. Would you mind collecting the other? I would hate to delay any longer than I already have. I'm looking for something with soft leaves that's very fragrant. In an unmistakably medicinal way, I was told. We only need 2 sprigs or so. Once you got them, you can bring them directly to Chesapeake. Whoever gets there first can explain that the other will be back shortly. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Herb. Herb. Plant has soft leaves and smells strongly medicinal. Herb. This plant has no scent whatsoever. It's unlikely they've heard the Chesapeake asked for. Okay. This plant has rigid leaves and smells of fruit. It's unlikely to be the herb Chesapeake asked for. Okay, not these 2. Herb. This plant has soft leaves and smells strongly medicinal. Cool. Ophelia told me that you would be bringing the rest. Marvelous. With this, I can replenish our store of medicines. We are struggling to keep up with the number of wounded that are being brought in. I wasn't on the field, but it doesn't matter. The patients' faces make plain that it was a horrible battle. And we're still fighting it. I suppose, though, with better medicine rather than sharp steel. But we'll win, I promise you that. It seems that I owe you an apology for dragging you yet into another battlefield when you just come off the front lines. In both cases, I'm sure your efforts saved more than a few. With this Spagaris in good working order, the Crystarium's people will be well cared for. More will lie ahead, of course. Battles only you can fight. Not that we intend to let you do it alone. That's a matter to discuss with the Exarch. You know the Exarch? We do. Was it something you needed? I need to tell him something for me. My dearest friend, you see, who was there on the battlefield with me. But only one of us is here to speak of it. The end, before he before the wound killed him, I heard his dying words. I never knew that our world was as beautiful, he told me. So glad that I got to see the night sky. I don't know how the Exarch feels about what happened out there. I don't know if the Valkyrie said it is true. If our losses were just deserts, and we doomed ourselves to worse by continuing to fight this fight. But I believe in the warrior of the darkness. In the Crystal Exarch. I don't think what we've done is wrong, and I don't think we're wrong to fight with them either. My friend, he smiled in the end, just as he smiled when he raised his glass to celebrate the return of the night. That's how I want to remember him. So I want to tell the Exarch, don't give up, don't give in, please. We'll tell him, you have my word. If you're ready, why not go ahead to the ocular? You can keep up with the Exarch company while I fetch Alphino. Don't worry, I mean to borrow the swiftest emerald I can find, so we shouldn't keep you long. Be sure to pass on the message, eh? Oh. If you have business with the Crystal Exarch, just say the word and I will be happy to escort you to the ocular. Yes. Welcome, my friend. Tales of your heroism on the battlefield precede you. Though I confess I found them more gladdening than surprising. I hear no few of our people have you to thank for plucking them from the jaws of death. Would that they had not needed saving to begin with, but the responsibility for that lies with me. One of us soldiers said that. Thank you. Rest assured that I fully intend to continue our work. I will not shrink from what must be done, now least of all. Though I mourn lost, I will not lose myself to grief. Even should regret to be my constant companion. I will follow the path that I've chosen to its end. Sometimes further drive, if you would like to talk. And if I were to confess any doubts I might harbor, no one need ever know. No, I believe you have enough burdens without my adding to them. Nevertheless, thank you.
My friends, with your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
Sorry I'm late, though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault. Without it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone.
For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything else we can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe.
Thank you. We are blessed to have you with us. As for the attack itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a Light Warden, There should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
That these minions of light answer to a higher power. He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthry.
Indeed. What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
I take it your meeting in Yulmore did not end well.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
That would go some way towards explaining the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects. There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose, but it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead. I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Light Warden in Calusia?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Armorang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals. While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in western Armorang. From what the Maud told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight. Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
The Wardens harbor vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser Sin Eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a Sin Eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia. If we travel to Armorang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Don't.
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
But I do! I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
Oh, I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation, but it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other. Who shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is why your heart is ready to burst out of your chest. Despite the raging tempest in your bosom, however, you have never once opened up to your young charge. Now, why would that be? Love. I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Armorang we go.
I'll meet you at the gates.
If this is the course that you agreed upon, I will not object, though I'm afraid it will be difficult for us to spare any of the guard to accompany you. I can but promise that you will be well looked after upon your return. Just see to it that you do return, alright? I'm sorry to be so insistent, but I know this is the only way. If you're willing to give me a chance, come with us. You know what? Will you ever grow tired of shuffling your feet? If you have something to ask me, ask. As I told you before, the Zodiac is a creation of my people, the first people. We summoned him, as your kind might summon a primal, albeit an infinitely more powerful one. And as like one of your primals, he tempered us. It was only natural. There is no resisting such power. And so we Assassins came to exist solely to bring about the rule of darkness. His darkness. Of course, some would call us evil for it, and they would be fools. Though that is only to be expected, given their innate inability to conceive of the nature of our universe. But I believe I'm repeating myself. Do you not trust me to speak honestly? Do you hope to catch me in a lie? Really? I have no need of deception, and even if I did, I assure you, you would not find it quite indistinguishable from the truth. Betty! Welcome! How are you? How are you? Wow. What you been up to? You doing okay? Good. Good. And I'm alright. I'm just chilling after a very long day. You know. Yeah. Have you guys ever like stretched so hard that a button off your shirt comes popping off? Like you're wearing a button-up shirt and just like the middle button just pop. No? It happened to me earlier. I was stretching and then my fucking damn button-up shirt was like popped in the middle. I'm like, oh shit. And I had to fucking hide it so quickly. I'm crying. It was at work too. Nobody saw, but damn. That shirt normally doesn't fail me. But today it did. Though think could have known long whither this path doth lead, his journey hath brought him closer to acceptance. Yeah, bad shirt. It was being a sneaky little shirt. Ophelia demonstrated impressive resolve just now. It seems that she understands what needs to be done, though I do wonder if she truly is prepared to make that choice. Though, should she falter, it fall to Thinker to guide her, however much he wishes it were the other flies. He needs to go in the timeout corner with all the other bad shirts. Ugh. It's a nice shirt, though. I only been able to locate Calusia's White Warden. It might have not come to this. Can't imagine what Thinker must be feeling to behave this way. To say he's changed since coming here would be an understatement. He may as well be spared. He may as well be a different person. He reminds me of father. He argued with us for months about how our plan to go to Orzia, but in the end he accepted our decision. I do hope he's doing well. Oh, it can't be spared then. Yeah, a little sneaky shirt. Tisk tisk. I have another shirt that did the same thing, but it's actually worse. My other shirt is much worse. It always comes undone. Always. I can't wear it. Can't wear it one bit. I think the button just sucks. Whoever made that shirt. I'm gonna have to like get like a pin and just pin it. Sorry for the wait, I'm ready now. And are you sure you want to do this? Completely sure. Look, no matter what happens to me, I'm sure that I don't want to go back to being who I was. I want to be stronger, strong enough to face my destiny. And I want to believe that I can play a part in saving this world. I hope you can find it in yourself to believe it too. When you put it that way, how could we not? It is your decision to make. Just be sure that you are prepared when the time comes. If all are assembled, shall we depart? I'll follow your lead. What route would you have us take? About that, there's something I neglected to mention. I saw a Umaran airship coming to land over Al Meg while I was on my way back to the Crystarium. No doubt the same vessel that bore the Vossar's forces to Ratika. Meaning we can expect to encounter the armed resistance on our journey through the region. Right now, Nabath Aring lies in the southern reaches of Almarang, and there are two routes we can take to get there. The first is the eastern route, which would leave us past Morsuk. The other is the western route, which would require us to pass through the hills of Hember. Vinvillia and I took the eastern route last time. Yes, that's more well-trodden path. It also makes for easier traversal of the Nabath Severance. But we can't use it. If we did, we would need to cross the Severance from a point nearby the inn at the journey's head. If the Yurmans caught wind of our approach, it would very well bring them into contact with the inn and its patients. And we can be sure their activities would not meet with the Vathi's approval. I will make the journey more arduous, but I believe it would be safer to take the western route, which brings me to my proposition. While you make for the hills of Ember in the west, I will draw the Morans' attention elsewhere, to an area in the east that I know will be uninhabited. That way, you'll have a chance of reaching Nabath Amaring unopposed and without risk to civilians. I cannot deny that it sounds plain, but nor can I allow you to go alone. My skills will make your task at least somewhat easier, will they not? I will accompany you as well. it will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation. And if I go with the others, I'm likely to say something Thancred will regret. Well then, we'll leave the work to the distracting Valtyr's forces to you. The rest of us will take the western route and try to avoid attracting attention. Oop. Doggo barking. Ah. Silly. Silly doggo. Bark. With that in mind, I feel like my dog keeps interrupting me. Right. Right. Alright. With that in mind, I think it is best that we follow the road from the bridges. We'll move faster with the solid path under our feet. We'll borrow a few ammo from our own journey. I'll leave the rest to you, Manthilia. Thank you. I'll try not to disappoint. And I just realized I was muted. Reading that whole thing. Wow. Anyways. Bark. I'm being bombarded by dog. Off so soon, Master Lovelock. You barely had time to recover from the battle. Well, if you're certain, I'm hardly in a position to question you. It's all right.
Take comfort in the bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part. Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garrick lie the hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
This place has been scared by the flood too. Who can say what lies ahead? But whatever else this road may be, it is mine to travel. I don't plan to take a moment of time I spend upon it for granted. I take it you're seeing what I'm seeing. Finding a village when we're hardly 10 paces into the hills is a surprising stroke of luck, especially given our recent fortunes. But you won't hear any complaints from me. Let's see if the folk who lives here can tell us what to expect from the road ahead. Oh hell no. Goodbye. And Philly is cute. Yeah, he's cute. Can't go this. Billy. Billy. Look at old Billy. Hmm? Hmm. Oh. It was hidden. Shoo, Billy. Shoo. Meow. Meow. That's how I imagine those things making noises. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. There you are.
You sell? No, you're not a merchant. But then, why do I know your face? Oh, I remember. You spent Voivod gold. Sancho, coin purse cracking. You are already a legend among more traders.
You're a traveling merchant then. Can you tell us anything of the village?
Of course, anything for a valued customer. This place is Garrick. Before the flood, it was home to many miners. After not so many, now none. So Master Gengen borrowed the village, made it into a trading post. Very convenient location.
In which case, you all must be familiar with the local roads, correct? We're on our way to Nabath Aring ourselves. If we continue south from here, we will have any difficulties reaching it.
Oh yes, great difficulty. The flood rent the stone and crushed mines surrounding Nabath Aring. Only steep cliffs and collapsed tunnels remain.
Oh no. But surely there must be some way. Do you think of any other Mordrite have some sort of hidden route?
Perhaps, you ask, they tell. Tell for free even, to friends of our best customer.
Wonderful, thank you for your help. Well then, best customer. Let's see what information your reputation buys us. Try flexing your voice actor skills. I don't think I'm that skilled. I would say I'm mediocre. I don't think I'm the best. It's alright.
And about the ring, the airship is best. Nothing is faster than an airship. The old Murrens have one here. Can ask them to take you.
Though it seems somewhat superfluous to do so, dutifully make note of Gongon's words. Yeah.
You wish to go to the map the ring? There was a way once, a gondola down from the cliffs, but it was built for those who had left something behind that they wished to retrieve. Now there's nothing left and no one is to use it. You may search for it if you like, but I doubt that its rusted wires could bear your weight.
You hastily take down a memo regarding the gondola on a spare scrap of parchment. Because our memory is bad. And we need to write everything down. Anyways.
Oh, that is a surprise. Not many bound for and about the ring these days. I do know of a trolley that once went there. It used to travel between all the settlements and mines of the Hills of Amber. It is locked behind a gate, however. I assume that will have kept it from being stolen or damaged, but it also prevents it from being much of use.
You take down information regarding the trolley on a wrinkled piece of parchment before stuffing it unceremoniously back into your bag. Cool. Ah, Lavore, I'm afraid I learned little of the use of how to reach about a ring. The Omuran presence, though, that's another matter. Apparently, though their army is definitely an Alma ring, there have been no sightings of Omurans at all at the Hills of Amber. Perhaps we can take that as a sign that Alizé's plan has borne fruit. Did you have any better luck of finding a route forward? Yeah. So these are our options. Well, what do you think? It does seem to be the least risky of our options. I can't imagine one gate is enough to throw to you. I'd like to know a bit more before we would dash off in search of it, though. Perhaps Zinzun can offer some insight. Meow, meow.
Oh, valued customers. We're the other mode of help.
Of a fashion, they told us there's a trolley that runs about to a ring, at least. But I am correct in thinking that there was a reason you did not do so yourself when we first asked.
Yes, the gate you see, it is impassable. Before, there was a hulking thing of stone, the Talos. It opened the gate, they say. But none operate such a thing now. I do not even know if it yet exists. I do not know, but you should travel east to the Mount Buran mines. That is where the trolley canoes stand. I still see miners there from time to time, if anyone knows what happened to the Talos.
It would be them. Thank you. You've been great help. We're off to Mount Brianon. Let's hope that someone will be there to answer our questions. And off we go. The scale of the track is impressive, I'll give them that. Now we only need to follow it until we reach the mines. A bit of a mess, isn't it? The mechanisms for dispatching the trolley are here, just as Zinzin said. Unfortunately, anyone who might know how to use them is not. We might wait for Zinzin's mysterious miners to appear, or have a look around and see if we can deduce anything useful in their absence. I'm in favor of the latter. Something near the entrance to the mines proper caught Yuranjie's eye. Meet us there if you want to find anything. Alright. That does not look like a gnome. Why? Flecks of rust adorn the rails, but they nevertheless appeared sturdy enough to bear the trolleys without issue. Why are these things so kicked up though? And why is it called a gnome? Why does the rock have an ass? I have questions. Don't mind me. Oh, it's fun. No. Shoot. Frick. Can I jump on this? Okay. There we go. The benches within suggest that must have been a passenger car. Oddly enough, though, it is clearly old. It appears to be well maintained. Okay, one more thing. Let's see where it is. Shoot. Aha. The cup is slightly warm and a fair amount of tea, steeped over long, if the color is any indication, remains within. Tea. Yeah. Alivore, what hast thou discerned? I see. Indeed, thine observations are consistent with mine own. But let us refrain from further discussion ere our comrades arrive. Ample evidence of recent maintenance, and lukewarm tea besides. The levers for switching tracks looked like they were in good condition, though I couldn't move them myself. No ordinary person could, I think. It is my belief that no person is meant to. This talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to the golems of the source. Nor doth it appear to be the sole example of its kind. The proliferation of Talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, suggests a considerable number were once in operation. Alas, the specimen and its fellows now lying lifeless and broken. I knew not how to repair them, that they might facilitate our passage through the gate. And without the aid of the Talos, even if thou wert somehow able to unbar the trolley's path, we would still have no means of propelling it. We might not know how to repair the Talos, but someone must. Otherwise, why keep everything else in working order? Whoever is maintaining the cars and rails must know something that we don't. Ask them what it is, shall we? Lavore, I do believe that you'll find a person of some interest skulking in the shadows behind the warehouse on the northwestern side of the tracks. Tappies. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. Defend yourselves as necessary, of course, but do try to keep everyone in one piece. Off we go then. Oh, there you are. Wicked White, where did he come from? No, never mind that. You have no business here. Of that I'm sure. Oh. Guess we're gonna fight. Good to hear. These two weren't much trouble either. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. Us. We're not the brigands come to take what isn't ours. Do we honestly look like we need to steal? What, some rusted bits of iron? Don't be absurd, we're not here to rob you. A likely story, you look well. You don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travelers never pass this way. The only reason you would come all this way to here is to strip the machinery for parts. Oh, Thaffel, I have an idea. What if once upon a time, a lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of her lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants, sworn to follow her unto the world's end. On their journey, they met a sorcerer, as ancient as time itself. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered her to be their guide, and they turned up here somehow. I can only assume that you're being intentionally obtuse, but in the unlikely event that that's a serious conjecture, no. I suppose I'm a bodyguard of a sort, but we have a rather larger concern than a fairy tale romances. Though I would fain hear more of this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. Gods grant me strength. If I may, we're actually searching for a means by which to travel to and about the ring. We were hoping that the trolley here might offer a solution. I realize that we haven't gotten off to the best starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again... The trolley? The trolley! You should have led us with that! We're always keen to discuss the trolley. We're both engineers in training, in fact. Jerk and Thaf, at your service. Technically, I'm a miner, and he does repair work, but our true passion is the trolley. We're working with a few other folks to get it up and running again. And before you ask, yes, it's true that there is little need of transport these days, but that's no reason to consign a miracle of mechanical innovation to dust. The mere sight of its traveling the track once again will make hearts sore, mark my words. You hear no argument from us. What progression have you made thus far? Not as much as we like, truth be told. Well, if there's anything we can do to assist you, we could gather materials or help put pieces together. It's a somewhat more complicated than that, I'm afraid. If you spoke with Magnus, you would understand. He was the only one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. I suppose you could speak with him, if you like. We'll introduce you. Very well. Our options are limited, and if this Magnus can explain whatever it is preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Right. It looks like you'll be following us back to the Twine then. If you're ready, we can leave right now. Though you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? I thought he'd have come out by now. You think he'll be alright? That's well, I suppose we did force your hand a bit. I'll have a look just in case. You go on ahead, Duff. Alright. Looks like it'll be just me and you lot, and me. Then, try not to let anything take a bite out of you on the way out of the rail yard. Blah, blah, blah. I can't speak. Damn, that's smart. Did he have to thump me so hard? I'll be feeling for that The next fortnight, at least. Not to be done about it now, though. I pointed your over-eager companions in the right direction, and they've gone on ahead, so you need to get moving. Normally, we'll walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has much shorter stride, that's more perilous I wrote than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Of course, the low road presents other dangers. Having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, I'm not worried on that account. Wait a moment, I think I hear something. Oh, that's something, alright. Run! That should mean fight. Alright. Sorry about that, I'll admit, I didn't expect this ride to be quite so fraught with danger. We're nearly to Twine, though, so we should make it without further incident. I'm just gonna... Whoop. This is it. Welcome to Twine. The original dwellings were built to house those laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes. And that's what made the town grow to what you see before you today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. As you doubtless noticed, the tracks goes to the very heart of the town. It was the heart of the town, back when the trolley still carried everyone home at the end of each hard day in the mines. There is no trolley, nor much work to be had in the mines. For that matter, the only residents that remain are the destitute, the delusional, and those with nowhere else to go, or so they say. That should give you some indication of what expects you when you meet Magnus. As I did, it will help you understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much, aside from that. Well, that's encouraging, but I don't see that we have much choice. Let's go and meet the man. Who are you supposed to be? Never seen the three of you in my life. Or the four of you. Make it right. If you're going to bother me, at least have the damn courtesy to stand still. Methinks this one is deep in his cups. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them in the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Nabatha Ring, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. What? There's nothing in the Nabatha Ring, not anymore. Especially not for fair little girls. Give it up. No, we must reach Nabatha Ring, I must. Bah! So you have the heart to set on it. The road doesn't care. The place is ruined, nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's necessity that drives us to Nabatha Ring. You insist that the trolley is not an option. Well, at least tell us why. No. I'm sick of people asking me about the blasted thing. Leave me be. Oh, speak outside. He only said that because he thinks I'm weak, and he's right. But I can't be. I won't be forever. There has to be some way. I must find it. Oh, I'm sorry. I was stuck in my own head again. It's clear that Magnus has no intention of helping us. But perhaps we should ask the other residents. They may know something of the trolley. I'll take the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything. Ingrid, art thou truly content to stand witness to fate's course and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate around here. It's about choice, and I've had years to decide where I stand. Venfilia has spent too long in chains already. I will not shackle her again by making my own hopes known. It is for her to choose what shape her destiny will take. It is for me to stay silent, to protect her, teach her, and stand by her. That, at least, I can do for her. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries. Huh? Oh, there you are. You'll be pleased to know that I got our friends back home with no trouble. And he's just fine. He's just big shaking up is all. And you, what did Magnus have to say? Ah, I did have a faint hope that your need might prompt him to action, where our interest has not. But I suppose that was foolish of me. I'm sorry that we couldn't be of any help, though. I could at least show you the trolley car we have here, if you like. You could give it a stroke or two. It has very smooth wood. You mean to say you're not giving up? Even though knowing that Magnus is Magnus? I don't see much point in your being stubborn about it, though. Perhaps stubbornness is exactly what the situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil, after all. I can't imagine that anything you try will work. But if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. To that end, take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. I have a look along the tracks for anything that's in need of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever it's off to work. Ooh. This spot looks like it can use a bit of work. Can you ready the tools for me? Yes. You open the box, revealing a proud array of lovingly maintained tools within. Brilliant! Now if you can hand me what I need as I work, that would be help. In this case, well, this bolt is loose for one matter. You can't have that. I'll need to tighten it. Thank you. This one will do nicely. Now give me one moment and... There! I don't see any other problems here. Let's continue along the track. Beep. I'm a bit concerned about the slanted bus. Would you rather did the tools before me? Okay. You set down the toolbox, the muscles of your arms, enjoying the profound relief, and open it once again. You're quite handy to have around, you know. As to the lamp here, these aren't often necessary these days, but if we're going to do this, might as well do it properly. And if by some miracle the night returns as it did in Lakeland, well, it's just a nice thought. Blech. Anyhow, a bit of this post seems to have been splintered. Whether its lamp is to be lit or not, we wouldn't want these little pieces of wood jabbing the next person who comes through here to do maintenance. I'll need to sand it down a bit. Yes, a wood file is perfect. Let me even this out. That should do it. I'll bring some varnish along next time to finish the job. Haven't spotted any other problems, so we might move along now. Unless you'd like to take in a view of the tracks from here for a bit longer. It's breathtaking, I know. Mining has always been the primary vocation of folks in the hills of Amber, you see. But after a certain point, they had dug up everything that could easily be reached and carried back by manpower alone. It was then that the Nabath Empire struck on the idea of the Talos, which they had seen at work abroad. At great expense, the Nabath brought the Mistle engineers who specialized in Talos here to the hills, and wouldn't you know it, the mining industry picked right up again. Mine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, a fruitful cooperation between the native Ronso and the newly come Mistle. How romantic. But that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. The Mistle left, taking the knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago that the last of them, the folks of the Daedalus Stoneworks, took off from Yulmore, and now no one remains that can repair and operate the Talos. But there's no use in lamenting what can't be changed. There's one more thing that we might need to do while we're out here, so might as well get to it. Vultures occasionally make their nests on the tracks, you see, and it fails to us to remove them when they do. The creatures are angry when disturbed, which is natural, but nonetheless a danger to anyone passing by. It's not my favorite task, to be honest with you. As you may have noticed, I'm not terribly suited for confrontation. That said, would you follow the tracks north and remove any nests you find for me? I'll keep an eye on things from here. Oops. Thank you. That should be everything taken care of. In return for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing that can get it started again, though. As I said, the only people who knew how to repair the tellers are long gone. When they left, the life began to bleed out of the town. The trolley's tracks rusted, and its cars fell into disrepair. Now I was born in the twine, raised there, my first word was trolley. Damn it, and those were the worst years of my life. But then, about 7 years passed, Magnus and his wife returned to us. Magnus is a real proper trolley engineer, and perhaps we would never have left in the first place, if it hadn't been for his son. As you're well aware, Amaring is probably the safest place, and Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its dangers. I didn't help in the end. The senators got the boy. Isn't that always the way? The child has always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again. So in his memory, they returned the twine, started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars, and it was going well for a time. Oh my goodness. Kevin! Thank you for the gift of subs.
Thank you. Started fixing those twisted nails and broken glasses. It was going well for a time. Wicked white vultures, are they back for revenge? Never mind, I don't want to find out. You're spoiling me. Nice work out there. And now, you know the story of the trolley. Won't do you much good without the Talos, though. If there was even a single one that functioned, things might be different. But well, here we are. Not that it'll do you any good, but we do have a Talos we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you like it. It'd be nice to hear something other than Magnus' griping for a change. Truly a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. I see. It means to build Talos stone by stone or lost to us. This is true, but here before us slumbers a most fine specimen. Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in the working condition. 'Twill likely require naught but a few modest repairs and distribution of ether. Well, if you think you can get this thing up and running, far be it from me to stop you. But what exactly do you reckon is the problem? I should stress that I perform only the most curiosity of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is host to a network of veins through which ether floweth freely. Or so it would, were not for several fractures, which would now impede said flow. How in the hells did you get all of that from just a glance? I take it you've thought of a solution as well then. To bridge these fissures requireth a material highly conductive to ether. Once in place, I believe it will be possible to restore the Talos to life. Might I prevail upon thee to acquire which we require? Not far beyond the walls of the twine dwelleth a creature of living stone, the Depetage. How sure I am, the stone of such a being would prove most suitable for our needs. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Minfilia attend me in the remaining preparations. I spied but 3 obstructions to the flow of ether in the Talos, and thus would I ask to provide the 3 stones of Depetage. All else will be made ready upon thy return. Alright, I'm gonna grab some water and come right back. Chat? Don't be bad. Behave. Behave, chat. Alright? Be good, chat. Don't do anything silly. Alright? Okay, good chat. You're back.
Alright, I'm back. Looks like some of you behaved. Flipping tables, causing chaos. Tisk tisk. What were you guys up to? You little gremlins. You were the bestest? Very bestest special. You little chaotic little gremlins. Thistle mole. Sounds like... My brain's fried. Sounds like... mistletoe. Except it's thistle mole. Alright, where are you? Alright. Eckert and Manfilia will return ere long with the remaining supplies we require. Did thou succeed in procuring stones for the depotage? Yes. Rock. Fine specimens, one and all. You have my thanks. We need now but wait for Eckert and Manfilia's return. Mended and the paths by which ether may flow through the Talos have been duly mended. They but require sufficient endowment. It's not moving. Strange. The core refuses to stir. I fear the condition of this house is more dire than I previously surmised. As a heart driveth blood through a man's veins, so doth the core of ether, though throughout this massive frame. Failing its repair or replacement, the talus cannot be restored. So it was all the heart after all. Did thou didst foresee this outcome? Well, no, not exactly. We've never gotten this far and tried to repair it, so we had no way of knowing the heart was the real problem. We tried to find another, in case things turned out as they are now, but... Sure? This isn't really my story to share. Please, Jerk. If something went wrong, maybe we can help. Alright. After all you've done for me, I suppose it's the least I can do. Right then. The Talos, their hearts cannot be made of just any stone. You need a special sort with sufficient ethereal conductivity. Both it and other materials used in the construction of Talos bodies are mined in the same place. That place, of course, being here, the Hills of Ember. And it was just 3 years ago when she... No, I cannot. I'm sorry. But you have to hear it from Thathi or someone else. Back to the tavern then. Hey, still here, eh? You can ask again, but the answer's the same. Our Charlies are. What? God's damn jerk. You could have at least finished so I wouldn't have had to clean up your mess. Seeing how you made such quick process in fixing that Talos and all, he was probably thinking you can help change the things around here. And I think he may be right. Gathering your friends and I'll tell you what we know.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was. When the golem hearts started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed. We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her. To find her body.
Ooh.
Magnus has never been the same since.
Damn.
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
What? Oh, you again. How many times must I tell you? The trolley won't run! We'd be better off dismantling the damn thing and selling the parts for scrap. Now, piss off back to wherever you came from. And don't let me catch you around here again.
What were their names?
My son was named Scully. My wife, Agna. Being here with them, it beats going home. Home stopped being home when I lost them. I thought to try and drown my sorrows. But somehow, the bottle's never deep enough.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
You've lost someone too?
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood. I grew up an orphan, so I never really knew what family meant. Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter. But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers. I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. That is why I refuse to let her legacy die. In the end, all we can do is press on, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. And that requires your Talos. Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Areng.
What rubbish.
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not. We can still bring her back.
Oh. Oh well, do I know the pain of loss and how heavily it can weigh on one's own heart. Nevertheless, there is one but way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. Lafu, knowest thou any location wherein we might find the stone we require? No matter how scant the possibility, we would seize it. I told you, near all the veins, they were trapped dry years ago. Though I suppose if you really wanted to try, you might find something of the newbies' leavings. It was open well before the Talos became commonplace, which is why the minings there were never quite as deep. When you get there, look for the Gothron and tell them I sent you. But don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Thine assistance is most appreciated. Lavore, I think it's best Thinker join thee in this church. Though he would be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil and his thoughts clouded. It would be unwise to ignore his distress. Off to somewhere, are you? At last, a lead on the storm we need to power the thoughts. I can't very well have you go on your own. Lead the way. I'd say we're long overdue for a good turn. I can only hope for the gods feel the same way. Now, Nuvi's leavings was to the south, was it? Let's get going. I'm gonna put on these items real quick. Ooh. Interesting weapon. Okay. Interesting fit, but I'm gonna go back. Let's see, what am I feeling? I'm feeling my... There you go. Let's see. The way you described it, I was expecting the place to be abandoned. Perhaps our fortunes are finally improving. Though we should probably hear what Grissom has to say before we celebrate. Something where you can find him, that is. Who are you, and what are you doing in here? Well, you should have listened to Thafu. You're wasting your time. But the site is not developed as the others, is it not? Surely there must be something left. I should explain. The stone you're looking for is Leonine. As all the talos in the hills are Amber power using them. Or were at least. Anyway, whatever's left is anything. It's too far below the safely evacuated. In the deepest reaches of the mine, we use talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. They're still there, but they could give out at any time, which is why much of the mine is closed off. Then our only option is to search the high levels for any fragments of Leonine that may have been overlooked. I suppose that may be another way. Well, don't leave us in suspense. What you're asking for is a trade secret. I'll need but to be duly compensated in exchange. Fine, what do you want? The other day I found a void gone mine piece down in the mines. A bloody void gold piece. And you know it, I dropped the damn thing somewhere while I was looking. Find it and I'll tell you what you want to know. You drive a hard bargain, sir, but we'll take it. It seems we have our work cut out for us, Lavore. Thankfully I have an idea for how we might hurry things along. Your channel points are out of sense low, I need more. You're gonna have to be patient. Just like me. As I'm sure you've noticed, despite their best efforts to eliminate the corridors, it's rather dark in here, meaning that it will be much harder to find a single coin hiding in the shadows. That's why I propose we use these sun drops. They help keep the eye taking more light. Why don't you start your search further in, and I'll handle the area here. I'll retrace your steps after in case you happen to miss it. If the drops effect's wearing off, I can give you more, so don't worry. Okay. Search the shadows, but nothing. Find nothing. Perhaps the gold pieces lies elsewhere. Hmm? Okay. You search the shadows. Hmm. Let's see. As you search the shadows, a glint catches your eye. You turn over a rock and find the Vorkrick gold piece. Ooh. I was hoping he dropped the gold piece somewhere close to the entrance. More fool of me than thinking Lady Luck was on our side. Or maybe she is. Yours at least. In my end, the contribution was a little more than poor company. So you say, would you have proven knack for success regardless of circumstances? I doubt very much I could have discovered it unassisted. I only managed to survive the Corthan wilderness and the imperial capital by virtue of extensive preparation, a habit of mine since childhood, and one of my few positive traits which endear me to the Louisois, I imagine. It hasn't been easy finding a way to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital to my continued success, such as it is. Had I chosen to pursue the arcane arts rather than espionage, well, I'd rather not think on it. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me, and to see my duties through, that's all that matters. Now let's hurry and see that the return to Guthton. The sooner we get back to Urangier and Minfilia, the better. You're back. Wait, does that mean... I'll be damned, you actually found it. Well, a deal's a deal, but don't think this means you'll find what you're after. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off. But you did. I mean, I'm a man of my word. Come with me. It's bright. My dark eyes. So, every time I step out of these mines, the sky seems to get brighter. I never leave them if the air wasn't so stale. But you're not to come here to hear my grievances. You're after Leon 9. First, I have to ask, you ever heard of rockworms? Rockworms? I know them by another name, though I'm fairly certain the locals call them knockers. Aye, that they do. Whatever you call them, those little bastards may be the answer to your troubles. They can fit through cracks and crevices down where we can never hope to reach. And on occasion they'll come back with something valuable. They take up Leonine in the mines. It is a rare occurrence, but yes, that said, it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes. Well, our only other option sounds tantamount to suicide, so how can we draw out these rockworms? Over by that shack, you shall find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines, and you flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock on fences and check their backs. I should warn you, this method of mining, if you can even call it that, is used as a last resort on account of what little they're like to bring back. You want to cover as much ground as you can. You hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here and I'll have a look. We should split up if we were to cover more ground. As he suggests, if you can cover these 3 areas on your map, I'll see to these parts between them. Worms! Wormy worm worm. Worm 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 worm. The air in the mines grows thick with smoke. Nearby I hear a soft rumbling of stones. Trouble. Worm! Is there not more in this area? Alright. Guess not. There you are. Found anything promising? Shots. Hand over the box. Between the two of you, I say you got quite the haul. Let's get comfortable, friends. It's gonna take a time for me to sift through all this.
You may not remember this about Arminfilia, but prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a miner. After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily. Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the Quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start, but I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend.
Not your finest hour, to say the least.
Far from it, and Flamine has never let me live it down. But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now, I have another chance to do things right, and I will not squander it again.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this.
Tell me it's Leonine.
It is at that. You lot were born lucky. It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big. But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Oh. Oh.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife. She found it. She really found it. She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone, in the hope that he might see it one day.
Stop! Would have been tear up.
Those rock-backed bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
Oh. Bubble. Okay. would not believe it if I have not seen it for myself. Before you said in the Talos, would you take the Magnus? For 3 long years he believed she had died for nothing. He must know the truth, that her sacrifice was not in vain. I'll take it straight to him. You have my word. Thank you, Bertrand, for all your help. Right then, let's not keep everyone waiting. What? Oh, it's you. You come here to complain about the trolley. You'll find no sympathy from me. I told you before, it won't run, and you wouldn't listen. Oh, but it will, now that we have this. Your name is engraved upon it. Along with your sons, there's a gift from your wife, Magnus from Magna. No. No, she couldn't have. Agna. Take it. Do with it what you will. Are you certain? It would delay our plans, but... I said take it. It was you who found it, you who needs it. Looking at the stone, all I can see is... Please. Just leave me be. Hope you'll be there when Talister is alive. I'm sure she wants you to see it. Would you do the honors of delivering this to Angier? Thou art returned, and with Leonine it would seem. As promised, the Talon hath been made ready to receive its heart, thanks in no small part the jerk hath Emilia. And last we shall return in time to the Timeless, the Sentinel of Stone, that we may press on towards Nevathering. Very good, then let us begin.
Preparations for the enchantment are complete. When the heart hath been suffused with a sufficient quantity of ether, the golem should be restored to life.
All right then. Whenever you're ready.
It's alive!
It's working! It's working! Magnus!
me for this? This wretched heap of stone and rubble? This worthless pile of earth? And yet, I can't. I can't.
Man.
What troubleth thee, child?
I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to be. I don't deserve any of the things you've done for me. I'm just a burden, helpless and hopeless. If tomorrow came and I was gone, it would be better for everyone.
That's horrible.
Thancred most of all. He'll never admit it, but I can see it in his eyes. I wish he'd just say it. Just say that he hates me, that he wishes I was dead so that she could return.
Well, that's not true.
None of this is thy doing, child. 'Twas I who set the Oracle on her path unto the first. I who condemned you all to suffer these torments. 'Tis my sin alone, and one that will haunt me unto my dying day. Yet I dare not dwell over long on my many regrets, for the world is a tapestry of fates, interwoven and inseparable. And we who strive to better it cannot choose but make difficult decisions. For naught of worth was ever achieved without sacrifice, and thus must man ever struggle to weigh life against loss. The one for whom thou mournest beareth no grudge. Were she here, she would not suffer thee to languish in sorrow. She would tell thee to seek thine own path, thine own purpose. It is a truth which I myself was slow to learn. Yet a truth it remaineth. Thou needst but have faith, and all will be well. Not today.
Meanwhile, in the Crystarium.
To what do I owe the pleasure that is your extended stay?
Oh, to the tediousness of our hero's present endeavors. That and the insufferable abundance of light in Armorang. I should be glad to keep my distance. Oh, I'm rather fond of sleep, you know. It's a wonderful way to pass the time.
agree, mind you. Always on the move, the lot of them. Like La Hebrea, constantly jumping from vessel to vessel. Such fire, such determination. So much passion, fleeting and forgotten. Come to think of it, Exarch, I don't believe I've ever seen you retire to your chambers for so much as 40 winks. However do you keep your eyes from closing? The cold shoulder. You wound me, sir. Always so guarded in our every interaction. Interactions you curiously refrain from sharing with the Scions and their champion.
And risk souring your budding relationship? I think not. Much as I dislike you, there are more useful targets for his energies. And I'm not in the habit of pointing him at my enemies like a weapon.
Is that right? Fond of him, are you? You continue to fascinate me, Exarch. But tell me, who are you? The once great nation whose ingenuity gave birth to this tower was shaped by my hand. As such, I know full well the wonders it can facilitate and those it cannot. There is nothing in these walls which could have aided you in summoning our dear friend across time and space. Much less in possession of his mortal flesh, not even I could have performed such a feat.
I see. You had a hand in Alag as well. You would know what I am? I am the adjudicator of the sacred history with which you dared trifle. I am keeper of this tower's boundless wisdom. The wisdom of ages without age, of everywhere and nowhere. The great work of those who tamed the wings of time and grasped the nature of the rift. 'Tis a boon born of sacrifices yet unmade. The parting gift of brave heroes who will one day give their lives for a brighter future. I will not see their hopes and dreams squandered. The history which led us here will be unwritten. I promise you that.
Well, it seems we're both eager to fulfill our duties then.
On that much, we are in agreement.
Mine apologies for the delay. Minfilia and I had a private matter to discuss. Which bringeth me to the question, how didst thou find Thancred during your search? Spoke of Minfilia. Of his own accord, I see. 'Tis well that he did with such candor. I attempted to broach the subject before. Mine intention was to ensure no words remained unspoken between them, lest tragedy intercede. As for Gret, I myself know all too well. Alas, in the end, he refused to heed my counsel. A time will come when he must face reality of those circumstances, but I have faith that all will be in time. Now let us not tarry any longer. The Talos and the Bath ring await. been years since I've seen Talos in such a fine shape. But that Agnel was here to see it, or our own son. I was ready to let her dreams die down there in the mines. Even after you found the Leon 9, I refused to believe it could work. That's what a fool I was. But I tell you now, I'm going to take good care of this, Talos. For both their sakes. On behalf of my family and all the miners of the Twain. Thank you. Well, enough chitter-chatter. Let's get you lot to about the ring, eh? Everything seems to be in order, I take it. The Thalos' presence resolves the issues of the gate. Oh yeah, that yes. It's designed to open the Talos' approach. Then we can finally go to the ring. You certainly can. All that remains is the final check of the control box over at the mines. Hear that, boys? Get that Talos over the mines and keep a close eye on it around the curves, understood? Yes, sir. Let us repair to the mines then. Before we go, while you're away with the Leroy, I'll prepare an extra set of cartridges for you. And this one, it's a practice cartridge you gave me. I know I should have thrown it away ages ago, but I've been adding a little extra to it every day. After so many charges, I'm honestly not sure what it will do, but I wanted you to have it. Good luck. Me and Philly, we should hurry. Magnus and the others are probably wondering where we are. So this is it. We're finally going to now Haber. I thought long and hard about what to say to her. The real Nymphilia. I hoped when the time came I would know, but with every step I take, I feel more uncertain. There's no reason to give up though, not when so much is at stake. Thank you, all of you, for helping me get here. Now, let's not keep Magnus waiting. There you are. Well, so what do you think? A little primitive looking, I'll admit. But Daedalus Stoneworks has always favored a simple, intuitive design, and philosophy has served us well enough. Oh, excuse me. Much of the trolley network uses single tracks, making it easy for the Talos to navigate them as needed. And plotting a route is so simple, even we can do it. which makes for fewer accidents in transit. Speaking of which, are you ready to board? Actually, no. I'm gonna end here. Because it is late. Good night, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for joining me on this lovely evening. Night all. Sleep well, everyone. Good night. See you all. Probably see you all tomorrow. Wow. Sweet dreams. Bye. Bye.